Hello, everybody. Okay, I'm just going to pretend like I know what I'm doing over here.
Yes,
And
you're a YouTuber. That's our entire job, to pretend to know what we're doing.
I think I know.
Wow. And actually, dear, what a
I
danger.
honestly don't even know. Okay, so I got the link and I'm going on both of our Discord servers. Okay, I guess somebody is here already. Hello. Oh, hello. Welcome.
Ludi is here. Great job.
Hi.
That's
What
great.
are you? We are. Hi. Come join my live stream with.
How are you both? Well, I personally well, I think let's not go into detail.
I'm just slightly burnt.
Slightly crispy, my dear.
Crispy. I got a little too much sun. Okay, so now I'm gonna go. You want me to go on? You want me to go on news?
Yeah, go on news. You have the honor.
Oh, I've never done this before. Hey.
If you're wondering what I'm doing while talking, I'm currently trying to do a sketch. Not very successfully, but we're trying to stay optimistic. I'm sorry. My throat is still a bit. Oh well.
Kyoko. Oh, okay. There we go. How is everybody doing? There's a lot of chats. Okay. The way you both get flustered is so cute.
Thank you.
Why, thank you.
Today though.
You can't tell if I get flustered. I'm sunburned.
Yeah. Well, that's a completely new strategy. Don't you think you went a bit overboard with that one?
Yeah, a little bit. About maybe 14 hours too much?
Jeez.
I saw that many. You should definitely take care because fevers suck.
What? Oh, yeah. I just
I'm really
recently
sick.
had a very bad fever. It's awful. If it gets too
Mhm.
high, you have to go to the hospital. That's
Oh
so.
my goodness. I was going to have a live stream tomorrow, and I was just like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. So I was messaging Hana, and well, I didn't do it, but now we have a different live stream, so that's okay.
Yeah, I'm not much of help with technical things, as most of you have seen yesterday. So, okay, I mean,
Definitely better than what my knowledge of technology is.
well, but you managed to set up this one, so I'm proud
For
of you.
real. This was difficult. Oh, perfect. Besides, this is a great distraction from reality.
Yes. Which is why I mean, isn't that the only reason someone does or watches YouTube?
Or does YouTube?
That's the reason.
Oh. Yeah. So the purpose of the live stream was to either do like Wit or Wattpad, but I do both on my phone, which is how this stream is going on. So I'm gonna write it on notebook paper.
Oh no, poor thing, you have to write on paper.
Well, I could do Wattpad on my laptop. You'll get like the ASMR of me typing vigorously.
I planned on writing in one of the streams yesterday, and that also failed so much. I just always get distracted by the chat, which is the best because the chat is the best. But like,
Yes,
writing done.
the chat is always the best.
Chat is always the best. Obviously, saying that because y'all can hear us.
Hold on, I don't even have a pen over here. How am I gonna write on my notebook? I'm still trying to unpack from moving, and I moved a month ago.
Oh wow. Okay, I got frustrated by drawing. I'll write too now. I feel like everyone you just get over being sick like today. Oh no, I'm sorry that you were so sick as well. Yeah, it seems to be the season for it.
Okay. When is part 14 of You're My Mother 2 gonna come out? Actually, I was just about to make the layout for April because I like to try and be on top of things, even though my schedule always goes to shit. But I am going to post that part in April. And then the next part won't even, the final part, I hate this, won't even come out until June because I won't be in the country in May. But yeah, I get to see horror, so like.
For the first time of existence, I'd be totally fine with April non-existing. I mean, it is the month of my birthday, but it's also the month of my finals.
Yes. That's like crazy because like on my birthday month, I have finals.
Oh, jeez, that sucks.
December.
Mine is in December. I mean,
Oh, Bison. This was a very spontaneous stream, so. Yeah, so currently I am writing out the script for the 5th part of the allergy prank. Birthday finals suck. I usually have midterms on my birthday. That sucks, Cody.
same here. Well, finals now. Which
Yeah. Midterms suck too. They're like.
I know, but I never have. We don't really have midterms.
Yeah.
We have different kinds of like.
Americans do have midterms. They're basically finals midway.
Well,
But
the thing is, I don't. Do you write normal exams?
what is normal in your terms?
Well, we have to write 3 to 4 exams in every subject every year. But they are not really as important. Like, okay, no, they are important. They are like 40% of our grades. But they are it's like, okay, you have an exam in the day and it just happens. Sometimes we just recently had 9 exams in 3 weeks, so 3 exams a week. And then you have finance, but that only happens when you're about to graduate. And those then are 6-hour long exams.
Okay. So, actually America is like weird. Like I have gone to so many schools I lost count, but I've gone to school in at least 5 different states. And each single school, it doesn't even matter if it's in the same state. They have a different curriculum and everything. So it depends on where you are. So I can't tell you what like below high school is, but with college, it's basically exams within your what was it called? Major.
Okay.
So it
Well,
depends on what you do, and that major also depends on how many exams you have. It's
I don't know about college yet. I only ever wrote one exam in college, but that was a junior program where I was while also attending school. So it's not really like I wrote the exam with the other students who were actually regular students there, but I don't know how often they write exam or anything. That exam was fun though. That was fun.
yeah, I definitely agree. Hold on, there's a lot of chats. 3 exams a week. Oh, lukewarm water. Tea. I had 4 exams last term and 4 a week for 3 weeks. Some courses, oh, fellow Americans, some courses only have 2 exams a semester, midterms and finals. That is true. That is as far as high school has gone for both of the high schools I went to. So they're only worth 70. They're like worth 75% of the grade. Yeah.
That
So
makes
if you get like a C, you basically failed your entire course. It's game over.
Hey, but C would mean pass, right?
Yes, a D would mean pass, but anything above a 60%, 60 out of 100. We know. Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, it's just it counts so much for the grade that it's just game over if you fail
But if
or
yeah, okay, don't
pass.
fa-
You literally have to get a high B, which
why?
is
Like if
above
you
an 85.
pass the exam and your other grade is also good, then you should pass, right?
I don't know, cause like I technically on my midterm I got a 52, which
Mhm.
that's an F. I failed. I double failed.
But then you didn't pass the exam. Okay,
But
I'm confused.
yeah, on my other midterms, like I'm good. I got like a 91. I'm like, okay, cool. We'll keep that grade.
God, we don't even usually get our grades in percentages. We just get like we have two grading systems. From class like from elementary school and middle school, so class 1 to 10, except sometimes we don't get grades in the first 4 grades or something like yeah exact doesn't matter. So from 1 to 10 we get grades from 1 to 6, 6 being the worst, being like an F, and 1 being the best, being like an A. And in grade 11 to 13 or 12, not in every state in
13.
Germany. Yeah, in some states we have 13 years of school, in other states we have 12 years of school. And from year 11 to 13, we get grades from 0 to 15.
No, because I barely made it past 12.
Yeah, the thing is, we get sorted after 4th grade into different middle schools. And those middle schools set you up for failure or not, basically. They determine how good you can, how well you turn, like what kind of degree and graduate you will be able to achieve later. There are some schools like the one I went to ever since 7th grade, that where you didn't have to decide until later. Which I think it's much better, and which is why this concept gets more popular, because it's kind of messed up to sort people after 4th grade. Um, but yeah, they basically sort you into 3 scales of school, and that is a Hauptschule, which is the lowest kind of school. And you when you graduate from there, you can only basically do certain jobs. Then Realschule, which is the second lowest, also not that good, but you can make like you would get in Realschulabschluss, but you can get in extended Realschulabschluss, which you can use then to go to gymnasium, which is the highest kind of middle school and high school you can go to, and the only school where you have the high school part technically. And when you graduate from there, you get the Abitur, which is the highest kind of degree of high school, of finishing high school you get, and with that you can study in university.
You know,
There are two different kinds of Abitur.
Stop it, it continues.
If you go after grade 12, you get a Fachabitur, for which you can only apply to certain Volkshochschulen and like not universities, only certain kind of universities that are a bit lower than universities. And if you graduate after grade 13, then you can have the full thing and go to college. But not every state has 13 years of school, so you have to look depending on your state.
I'm only doing a course in Germany, so
Imagine that this is so normal here. The easiest thing for us ever.
you're like, but I just have like this entire list of just like the things you have to complete.
Also, we do not have a major in high school. We cannot focus on a subject and vote others out.
I like
Theoretically, we can have a point of focus. Like mine is science. So I will, in the end, my exams, I have more classes about science, more lessons. And in the end, I will get tested on that. When I get my Abitur, it will be mainly in those scientific subjects, which for me, I could choose a little bit, which was biology, chemistry, English, and then mathematics and religion. But there is so much you can not vote out, even if you wanted to. You have to get all the other stuff. And to be allowed for Abitur, for high school, essentially, you have to have learned a second language aside from English. Like you have to know English, German, and another language. Otherwise, you cannot get the Abitur.
that's a lot.
And I'm sure I still know all the Spanish I've learned through the course of 4 years. I do not.
I've taken Spanish like 3 different times and I don't remember it any of the times. So,
¿Cómo se llama?
¿qué?
¿Qué tal?
¿El de quoi?
¿Cómo estás?
Bien. ¿Tú?
Más o menos.
It's literally been 4 years since I last had one. Ugh.
I was in Spain as a program from a school. And I was communicating through gestures. It was very fascinating. We were there for a week. I have picked up on literally nothing, but I fell asleep in class, and that was an accomplishment.
I do know some German.
Tell me, what's your German? Come on, lay it on me.
Hallo.
Hallo, wie geht es dir?
Huh? Hold on. I need to pull up my notes. I made notes.
Wie geht es dir?
It's lagging.
This is gonna be a live stream of me teaching you German. That's fun.
Please. It will definitely prep me for my German class in 40 days.
Right? You will be the best there just because I taught you.
Oh yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I know the pros. Born and raised.
It's so confusing because Okay, look, wie geht es dir means how are you? But
Eh?
wie geht es dir means how are you?
Wie geht es dir?
Yeah. Wie means how, and then dir is
Yeah.
you.
You?
Essentially.
Where
Yeah.
did you come from?
What? Dir.
Where did you come from?
What?
Where's the D?
Where's which D?
The D you said.
Wie geht es dir?
We get es
dir.
R.
What steht
It
da bei
on
what is
on
it saying? What are you looking at?
it's we get Ihnen.
I Ihnen. All right. Ihnen. That's the polite way of saying this.
Oh,
Wie geht es
that's
Ihnen?
formal.
Yes, exactly. It's very formal. I would use that with a teacher, but not with a friend. You are a friend, so I'm saying dear, which is not the English version. It's dir. I need a piece of paper. 1 second. I'm thinking how I decided.
Okay, for school in America where I live, we have ELA SLTs. I do know what ELA is, not SLTs. 3 times a year in ELA, then a leap. I don't know what leap is either, but I did have a Excel, not Excel. That's a whole freaking Windows. That's a freaking Google document thing. What's it called? Star reading or whatever. I don't know. And then for the rest of the classes, we have 3 tests, then leap, and then back to finals. Bro, my voice vanished. I don't know what I'm doing half the time.
Okay, so you see, it says wie geht es dir? Okay, it's mirrored right now. That's bad. But that is the informal way, and dear is spelled dir. It's informal. You would use that with friends.
You have a nice handwriting. I have chicken scratch. Like that.
That is so pretty. Can you shut up?
Wait, that's chicken scratch.
Hey, Chat, can you tell Right, please, that she's supposed to shut up because this looks pretty?
Hold on. It gets more.
See my handwriting
It
as
gets
it
like.
used to be, and you
It's
should
like more.
some
It
of
gets
my
like more and more like chicken scratch as I went on.
No. That one is still completely fine. Believe me. I've seen so much worse. It looks good. Jesus Christ. Also, if Daggy doesn't want to drink water, leave them alone. It's okay. Guys, shush. So, wie geht es dir means how are you? So, now answer. No, you.
I don't know how to respond to that.
It's okay.
Good.
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 Good. Okay.
Mir
Okay.
ist gut.
GUT.
Mhm. And you
Got it.
often you will mirror the question back at the other person. So instead of just saying, "Oh, good," you would say, "I'm good," technically. And "I'm good" means mir geht es gut. And you already know this part of geht es. from Wie geht es dir? You just take that part, put it in the middle of your next sentence, and say Mir geht es gut. And like, if you notice, mir und dir is very similar. Dir is you, mir is ich. It's just the first letter that is different. I know. Isn't that bad? That confusing?
No, I don't do English. Oh, I can't even English anymore.
Look, I write it down. It will look a bit weird because I'm trying to write it like mirror. Here. You see? This is dir, that means you, and this is mir, that means I. Well, not quite. No, here's it. It's like
Me?
yeah. Okay.
Me.
No, also not.
No.
Okay, wait, I have to think about that one. Because it depends on context. Because we have like okay, I literally translated means ich. Mir is
Like ICH?
yes, exactly. That's I.
I knew that.
I'm trying to find like what is mir translated. I think it's a bit like I am, like I'm good, but not quite. So don't lock that in your memory like that because you cannot say because I am literally translated would be ich bin.
Yeah.
How do you I have to Google this. What is mir? Why does this confuse me? I am German.
Well, technically, I'm German too. I was just born in America.
Oh, right. It's the dative. See?
Hold on, I sound like a pig that gets kicked in the side whenever I hiccup.
So it's the dative from ich.
Huh?
Nominativ, Genitiv, Dativ, Akkusativ? The different states of a word, like casos. Do you have that in English? I'm sure you do.
What word?
Well, casos, like different cases, depending if it's nominative, genitive, dative, or accusative.
I might just be having a really bad brain fart.
Like it depends how you ask for the thing in the sentence. And depending on that, it's a different casus. Like right, I Google it. Okay. Oh, okay, so that thing doesn't really exist as much in English. Used to, but not anymore.
Used to.
Yeah, in Old English.
I hate that. That's why I'm failing English. Because we
Okay.
have to, for some reason, we have to learn the old English in order to be perfect in English.
Ask,
I'm a writer, and
ask
I'm
me,
failing literature.
ask me. I'm a foreigner trying just to learn English to be able to speak it. And what do I have in my A levels, in my finals? Hamlet. Such
I've never
fun.
even heard of that.
Hamlet, Shakespeare?
I've never even heard of that.
Oh, jeez. So, like, the sentence has a different meaning depending on the dialogue of the word. No, it's okay. Look, you can have one sentence, and within the sentence, there are multiple things that said in a different casus, and to figure out what that particular thing you're looking at in which casus it stands, you look how you ask for it. Like, if you ask, ah, how do I explain this? I give so out. This is so confusing. Like we have four cases essentially. Nominativ, Genitiv und Dativ und Akkusativ. And okay, here it's explained as the case or casus is a tool to explain which purpose has a noun in a sentence and in which relation is the noun to the other words. The case itself is not a word. It's a fictional thing to help you to understand which ending words get or which article slash pronoun we have to choose. So, like, there is something similar in English. I don't really know how to explain it. I just know that it's a thing. Latin has even more cases than German does, so technically we're the easier language.
English is the hardest language to learn.
No.
Well, one of the hardest ones.
English.
English, that's what I said.
Yeah, English is supposed to be the hardest language to learn.
That's why I can't English, even though I know English.
English is so easy. You guys said fuck the articles, we just have one. And we're fine with that.
Articles?
Like the is an article.
The?
The we have three of those, and and you have to use a different article depending on the gender of the object. And yes, this thing apparently has a gender.
Oh yeah, that does make sense. I didn't notice that in Spanish, which
It's
was
stupid.
weird, but there's like three different ways of saying to, three different ways of saying there. Like it depends on like the context. Like
Mm-hmm.
tomb, comb, womb. I can't think of other words. That like it's weird. I don't understand.
Yeah, but
I'm
that's the
confused.
thing. What I hate about English is all your irregular verbs. Like, why the fuck do you make rules if you're just gonna break them constantly and not just with some rare words you'll never use? No, it's shit that you use every time. Like, go. Who the fuck thought it was a great idea to make that an irregular verb? On top of that, what the fuck is wrong with your spelling? Who makes rules for pronouncing things if you're constantly gonna break them with your fucking spelling? Who says this letter is pronounced this way and then uses it completely differently in every word? Why?
For real, like pneumonia.
Yes! Why? Why do you recite a play but play a recital? Why do you drive on the parkway but park on the driveway? Why? Is there always an apostrophe when it's possessive, when something is owned by someone, except if it's the word it, then it's not an apostrophe because then it means it is. What it doesn't English doesn't bother me because it's a difficult language. It's because all the rules you make, you break them constantly.
I didn't make them. If anything, I just say we're gonna communicate by haiku fan fiction for the rest of our lives. Good day.
I would love that. And then what is up with these odd measurements you take? Like, what?
Why is America the only thing that is different?
Because it did not come out of the Stone Age.
I don't know Celsius. I don't know kilos. I don't know kilometers. Wait, that's kilo. I don't know.
You're totally wrong. I'm not a history major or anything. But wasn't it like okay, the Britons invaded, they brought with them forth all these stupid measurements, but eventually decided themselves, oh right, they are stupid. Now they have some old measurements that are stupid and some newer measurements that I don't know. But America held on to those. Why?
Yeah, like I don't know how to drive on the left side of the damn road.
Oh god, don't come. I only Britain does that and Japan, I think. They're like the two places who
Really?
drive the wrong way on the road. Yes.
I thought it was only America that drove on the right side.
No, everyone does that. Only Britain and Japan say fuck it, we go the other way around.
Still.
I know. I don't want to don't want to drive a car in Britain or Japan.
At least I'll be sent in other countries. Except I need a car.
English has 3 different ways of saying there because we have there, and there. Yeah, but okay, but those make sense. Like something is over there, they're arguing, like they are, and it's their head. Like, okay, it's stupid that it's pronounced the same way, but it's different. It kind of makes sense. But there is so much stuff that does not make sense. I want to know why it's dough and tough spelled almost the same way, except for one letter, but pronounced so vastly different.
Oh.
Who do I also write on the left side? Okay, that makes great countries. I don't know why we just agree that everyone drives on the right side. That'd be nice.
I'm struggling. My phone is charging because they about died.
Oh no. German has stupid stuff too in its language. Like, again, what the fuck is why are we gendering things? I don't see a good logical reason for that. But at least if we put up a rule, we stick to it. Like, we have so many grammatical rules and spelling. I remember how everyone was really mad a few years back because there was an official reform of spelling that says, okay, now you can write the word cooking with ka, which previously was written with a G. I hate English because we have so many words that are spelled the same and spelled the same and read different. Like things like read and read. Yes, I read something. I like to read. Yes, I agree. I agree. Also, like the fact that you have bow and bow but spelled differently, and then two that are spelled the same but mean different things. Does that make sense? Oh no, we're pronounced. It's confusing. It's confusing.
Bow and bow?
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
But there's also like bow as in bow and arrow, and bow as in making a bow on a gift.
Bow tie. Like, yeah.
Bow tie, exactly. And those are different, but like same. Okay, we have something actually. Like in German, the word bitte, it's pretty universal, and that highly depends on the context and how you say it. Like it can be a question, it can be an answer, it can it can
Oh,
be
yeah.
huh?
Like bitter, like you're feeling bitter.
No,
Oh.
bitte. Bitte can mean can you give me that bitte? It's in a question. You can hand it to someone, be like, oh bitte. Um, you can ask someone to repeat something by asking wie bitte. You can say bitteschön when you give someone something. Or when you're completely flabbergasted that someone just said something, be like, bitte? But we also have the word bitter. We also do have that one as well. Jeez. Are you good? You seem tired.
You're tired?
No, you look tired.
Oh,
Are
I did
you
wake up at 3 a.m.
oranges called oranges because they're orange, or the color orange called orange because orange is orange? I don't know. I would have to research it. But it's a fascinating question. I'll admit that.
No, because
Hmm?
you know how heat rises?
Mm-hmm.
So how in the world is it snowing on the peak of mountains if it's closer to the sun?
And it makes sense. So what we need to keep in mind, first of all, oh God, look, no, I'm not a meteorologist, so I'm trying to bits of knowledge I have. But we can, I think, differentiate also because lots of those mountains that actually have snow at the top are also breaking like the clouds surface. You know what I mean? They're high enough to break through the clouds. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, I see. Because it's like past like
Attractive.
the precipitation point where you can gather all the condensation.
Yeah.
Got it.
At least that's one possible explanation. But again, I'm not a meteorologist. I have not researched that subject. It's probably very logical, and we have to take into consideration like stuff like air pressure and stuff. What do you? When do I go for a hospital? Oh, okay. If you're talking Celsius, when you have 40 degrees or higher, you should go to the emergency room. If you have a prolonged fever that won't go down with ibuprofen or anything alike of 39 degrees or higher for longer time, you should go seek medical attention, but it doesn't have to be the emergency room. And in Fahrenheit, that would be around 100 and, well,
4.
100, 102, 103. Yeah, someone
Google says
says,
104.
what?
Google says 104.
I still did not catch that. Can you repeat?
Google says 104.
Yeah.
But I'd probably go at like 102. Probably because I'm just a wimp, but like.
Well, it depends on if we're saying, hey,
It also depends on like how long you've been in that fever.
exactly. Like a fever for atom first is a good and natural response of the body on trying to kill
Fight
the
infection.
sickness, fight the virus. Exactly. And it's very good thing that it does that. So as long as it's not longer than 3 days, 3 days is okay. And if it goes down with medication, that's another thing like ibuprofen. Um, it's okay. And if it's not higher than 104 for longer than like half an hour, I don't know. Like 104 is already really critical because at some point in your brain, the thing that happens, fever is really good because it kills the bacteria, virus, whatever. So that's a good thing. However, the reason why we feel so bad when we get fever, like we feel groggy and everything, is because the enzymes in our body have a very tight optimum of a temperature to exist in. And enzymes are very important for a bunch of different things. Essentially, they are a specific type of protein who can interact with other proteins and, for example, or structures like I learned this in German, it's hard to explain. And when these enzymes get outside of their optimum and temperature, two things can happen. Either A, it's getting too cold. Not too bad, really. The enzymes, the problem is heat essentially is movement of particles. That's what heat is. And so when it gets too cold, the particles don't move enough so that the enzyme and their I'm lacking the English word for this. Let me Google real quick.
I haven't taken a science class in 5 years. I don't know what you're talking about.
1 second, I can explain it. It's really easy. Why can I not hear it? I need to know how this is pronounced. Substrat.
I do look scared.
Why does this not make a sense?
It's a lot of information. Like,
Can you tell me how this is pronounced, right?
hello, everybody. There's some people that joined. Wait, what? Substrate.
Oh, substrate. Sure.
I think so. That looks like the correct pronunciation.
Yeah, no, but like, I don't even. Okay. I'll explain this.
Substrate.
Oh my god, yeah, it was. Okay. So, every enzyme is very specific for its correlating substrate. And in the end, they still have to touch to get the reaction going, whatever the enzyme is specifically for. And when it gets too cold, then there is less movement within the particles, so it's less likely that they touch, so enzymes don't work as efficiently as usual. However, if the temperature gets too high for enzymes, there's something happening. It's called denaturation. Denaturation is when enzymes break down, when they get broken because it's too hot or the pH level is outside of their optimum. That's another story though. And this is why essentially when we get fever or have a fever for too long or it's too high, our enzymes suffer, or that's one of the reasons. And that causes us to feel bad. And the problem with heat damage with enzymes is that even when the temperature goes down again, the destroyed enzymes cannot pick up their function again. Yeah, right. What's going on?
What's an enzyme?
Okay. So I show you, okay? I show you. I draw that here. It's very pretty.
It suddenly got a little bit more complicated.
Look, this is an enzyme. It's very pretty. It's a little blob.
It looks like a uterus.
This is just a model. This is just a model. Why? Okay. This is just a model. These enzymes can have a bunch of different forms, stages, whatever. They can look very differently. They are proteins in our body. We have a bunch of them. But the enzymes have a very, very useful thing. Okay. So in our body, we also have a bunch of substrates. Like this, for example. Those are stuff. What?
So it looks like the ovaries now.
Oh my god, why? Do you want me to explain it or not? Because you have to tell me now if I go on a biology tangent.
I took biology like 5 years ago. I have zero recollection of anything.
Perfect. I'll explain it to you. Because you cannot live without knowing what enzymes are. Enzymes are everywhere. Enzymes, let's say this is the enzyme in your saliva, okay? This enzyme.
It's in my saliva too?
Yes. It's the thing that breaks down the big chunks of. I forgot what it's called.
It looks like a uterus by 2023. Are we making quotes now? We ain't writing anymore. We haven't even started writing yet.
So it breaks down things you eat, like starch. For example, if you take, it's a very simple experiment you can make at home. If you take a piece of bread and chew on it for a while, after a while, it will taste sweet because it takes these very, very long chains of molecules and breaks them down into tinier pieces until they become English words missing. Until
I have bread.
Perfect. Chew on it for a while, it will get sweeter because when you break these long chains of molecules down, they become sugar. Like the sugar gets set free in them.
Yeah.
And that's what these enzymes do. In our
Glucose?
what?
Glucose?
Exactly. They turn to glucose. For example, that is the smallest one part, which not usually what you have already done in your mouth, more in your stomach, but it is the smallest. In our saliva we have these enzymes. And they, if you see here, the shape fits perfectly to the substrate that is curved, that is for the enzyme, which also means that any other substrate that does not fit this structure can usually not combine with the enzyme, which is a good thing, because it allows the enzyme to be specified for a certain task. And now, if they bind with one another, they make an enzyme substrate complex. And when that happens, the enzyme does whatever it's supposed to do. In this case, it splits the substrate. Let's say here. When that happens, we have an enzyme product complex. And after it does that.
Is this diabetes?
What?
Is this diabetes?
No, this is a good thing. This is what happens to all of us. Okay, you see. And when that happens, and after this enzyme transformed the substrate into a product, it lets go of it, and now you have a product and the enzyme is free. But the beautiful part about it is that the enzyme has not changed throughout this chemical reaction. That means it is already available to repeat the same chemical reaction again and again and again, which makes it a catalyst for chemical reactions and lowers the activation energy.
Energy.
Yes. And we want to preserve our energy. We want to do the most thing we can with the least amount of energy so that we have the survival of the fittest and are the fittest animals out there. And that's where enzymes come in really, really handy because they help us preserve a lot of energy.
Okay. I think I
Got it.
The quotes.
The quotes.
Is this diabetes rye 2023?
Have you understood it? Do you know now what enzymes are?
Somewhat. I feel like I got a refresh of 5 years ago.
Look, biology is important and it's great and I love it. I can talk for hours about it. Just some people struggle with the English words.
Definitely interesting.
But it's good. It's so fascinating. Rye, Hannah, notice me. I did. Hi.
Hello. Rye still looks scared. Yes.
Why are you scared? I can't explain stuff. It's okay. Okay, someone is still confused. Okay, look. If we draw a beautiful diagram.
I'm
So
still confused on why we are talking about this. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how we got on this topic.
I forgot to. But okay, look. This is an energy diagram this here. Very pretty, okay? And at the beginning, we have a substrate, something we want to use, and we might want to make it usable for us, and we want the energy that is preserved within it for ourselves. And here we have the product. Usually, to make this reaction to turning the substrate into the product takes this amount of activation energy. Like this is the energy preserved within the thing, but to get to here, we need first to take this amount of energy to start the reaction. Without this amount of energy, the chemical reaction cannot start. However, if we have enzymes, which we do, luckily, there is an alternative. Because thanks to enzymes, the activation energy gets lowered. And it does this because enzymes can do this step of the chemical reaction with very little energy and without getting changed in the process, which also means we only need a very small amount of enzymes to be able to do this whole chemical reactions, because they can turn one of these substrates into a product and then do the same thing again with the next one and next and again and again and again, which overall lowers the amount of energy we need to start the chemical reaction. Easy, right? So I have a weak immune system, and when I get sick, I get more sick than most people, and when I eat something, it affects me differently than others. Why does this happen? Carrie, I'll be very honest with you. I'm not a doctor.
Probably go to a doctor about that. It's probably something about like it could be something as simple as like an iron deficiency or anything like that.
The thing is, our bodies are wonderful, fascinating, and highly complex systems. We have millions of different enzymes in our body, millions of different proteins. And it is very difficult to point to something, say, hey, this here is the problem. Modern medicine has already achieved so much in getting us closer and closer, our diagnosis getting more specific, and we more and more times we can actually say, oh, here is a protein that is wrong, and that's what's the cause of it, or something alike. We understand now how viruses hijack our very own cells and use us as their hosts to spread them without an actual brain and anything behind. It's so fascinating. Very, very fascinating. But it's also very complicated. So if you just present me with something like, I have a weak immune system, and I get sick, and then the sickness is harder. First of all, that in itself sounds logical. If you say, I have a weak immune system, and that's why I get sicker than others, that makes sense, right? Your immune system is there not just to fight off illnesses before you get sick, but also to fight them off while you are sick, to make sure that you get healthy again. And if that immune system is weakened, the logical consequence is that you get sicker than maybe other people because you don't have as much defenders. But why that is, like why your immune system is weaker, I cannot tell you. Because I'm not a doctor. It's called thyroid and immune system law. The immune system thinks my thyroid is a bad thing. Okay, so it's an autoimmune deficiency. Like your body attacks parts of itself. If I get that right. Which, yeah, that's also something very interesting. When people always talk about boosting their immune systems, you do not want your immune system to be boosted. If you boost your immune system over what it's supposed to do, you get an autoimmune disease. Like that's what happens when you boost your immune system. We should not strive for that, but yet you see it in advertisements everywhere being like, oh, this miracle cure will boost your immune system. And I was like, no thanks. Not that they will give you an autoimmune disease. They will most certainly not. Most of them, I'm pretty sure, don't do much of anything. However, the claim itself sounds so nonsensical to me. It's yes. Oh yeah, and by the way, it is harder again. I was someone asked this. Someone at the beginning of the stream, I was a bit, but like biology is my absolute heart at eye. So I'm here. Yes. Sorry, Ryan. I completely talked over you the whole time.
It's fine. I mean, I feel like I was learning something surprisingly.
I can talk so much more about biology. It's unholy.
No, it's funny because someone joined. It was just like, is this a writing stream? Wait, no. This ain't about writing anymore. I'm like, yeah. We're like over an hour in now.
We've been an hour here. Shit, no. I
Oh
don't
my
believe.
God, you haven't even started the writing.
Wow.
That's how productive we get.
I just explained enzymes to you, and I hope this time you will keep it in your mind.
Yes, I will always remember your uterus and ovaries drawing.
Just please remember what enzymes are. It's a very basic biological concept to know what enzymes are, and we need more people to know stuff about biology. And not just fifth grade biology, like the amount of time I heard people be like, oh, but like, I don't know, transgender people or intersex people, non-binary people don't exist. Just think about fifth grade biology. It's so simple. And it's like, yes, because biology in fifth grade was simplified for you, dumbass. It is
Well,
because it's fifth grade that it's not a good source.
I took biology in freshman year of high school, which was ninth grade. Yeah.
Akira, I drew no such things. I drew
It looks like a uterus. I can explain.
you. My nemesis. Darling, sometimes we have problems. What? Sounds like someone's coming here. Nah, kidding. I'm streaming. No, baby, come here. Die verschiedenen Klausen im Deutschen zu erklären. Genitiv, Dativ, Nominativ, Akkusativ. Das ist so kompliziert. Und jetzt habe ich ein Enzym zu erklären. Enzym. Ja, das ist ja. My fluffy, ako my chan. Outside? Isn't this the cutest dog you have ever seen?
It is a fluffo doggo.
It's a little. And look, my hair color is almost matching.
Actually.
Okay. Come over there. You're famous now.
I feel like the doggo is more popular than us.
Yeah, definitely. It's a dog. Are you kidding me? Of course it's more popular than us. It's a dog. Have you seen it? And it's a fluffy dog.
It's a fluffy
It's
doggo.
a fluffy dog. Oh yeah, well, greetings.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
But like, is biology mandatory in American schools? It is, right?
Huh?
Isn't biology mandatory in like American schools?
It depends.
right?
Huh?
Like teaching about evolution is mandatory, right?
Oh no, not wherever I went. I never learned about evolution.
You never learned about evolution.
I never did. No.
You never learned. I'm sorry. Can you catch me up on that? But you never learned about evolution.
I don't know anything about it.
That's the basic to life. Why not? Chad, you have learned about evolution, right? Right? I'm not. Right? Do you know how evolution works?
What's evolution?
No, no. What do you mean? What's evolution? Evolution is how species evolved. Evolution is how we
Oh,
evolve.
your doggo was once a wolf.
No, it was not. It was. It was not. And dogs don't came from wolves, just like we did not come from apes.
Huh? Where did
We
apes come from? Am I an alpaca?
okay, look, we are apes, just like other
What's
apes,
an ape?
but we did not come from the apes we see around today. We just had a common ancestor.
I don't even know what an ape is.
A monkey.
Oh.
Jeez, Akira, Daki, are you okay? I give up.
I don't know what happened.
How can evolution not be mandatory in the American school system?
I mean, it might be for like some specific majors, but I never learned about it.
It should be for specific. That's the thing. It should be general knowledge. Everybody should know about it.
Well, see, it's the matter of the fact that America is a very Christian based country, so there's some things
You're,
we're not allowed to learn about.
yeah, but okay, look, I'm not a fan of it because I'm not a Christian. I'm an atheist slash Satanist, and I'm having fun being here. Like, even in Germany, like our political parties have Christian in their name. We're still, it's so to say, which I don't like, but we are a country with politicians talking about the christliches Armlandgedöns stuff. Yes, and it's it's just it's still it is in our curriculum. Like we get taught about evolution at least in 9th to 10th grade, and later again, and it's just everybody should know about evolution. Otherwise, we get people like creationists.
What's that?
Creationists is taking the Bible literally and being like, "Oh yeah, evolution is a hoax. It doesn't exist. There is no evidence for it, and everything was designed by a creator." Which stupid design, might I say? But like, that's
I
what
just,
creation is.
oh, shit.
And what are you doing right now? I feel like I'm just babbling on about.
No, you're not. I'm paying attention. I'm multitasking. I'm actually really good at doing that.
I surely believe you.
Believe me, I'm not playing.
I do. If you just tell me what we're doing here right now,
Huh?
I'm confused as to what I'm supposed to say at this point, except for how flabbergasted I am that apparently not everyone knows about evolution, which is a huge mess.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's supposed to be a free country, but
It's
we're
scientific
a
concept.
lot of Christians. I just saw this one TikTok where they are pagan, like this family's pagan, and her child came home saying, "We have to do FCA or else we'll have to do extra schoolwork." And she's like, "Okay, well, what's FCA?" Future Christian athletes. That's mandated, or else the child will get extra schoolwork. It's not a free country.
What the fuck? I mean, I already thought like we have one of the states in Germany who literally could be a country of their own, have their own culture, their own language. They could just well, no, and they are the only ones in the entire Germany where it's mandatory that there is a cross, like a crucifix, in the classroom, which I find already very bizarre. Like so much about religious freedom. Like, I'm sure it wouldn't be okay if, like, now we tried that in every classrooms, like in Hinduistic or Buddhistic symbol or something from the Islam. It's like that is already crazy to me. But to do stuff like that, I'm like, oh, there's the possibility of cooking. Like, I mean, I have seen that some organizations in America try to get evolution banned from some school textbooks. And like I know that in the old textbooks, at the end of the book, it said to take it basically with a grain of salt because this is just a theory, which I think it's a fundamental misunderstanding of what the word theory means in a scientific context. Gravity is a theory. There is germ theory. That doesn't mean my pencil won't fall when I drop it. A theory in a scientific context doesn't mean what we mean when we say it's what we say in a day-to-day life, as in a guess or just a hypothesis. Quite the opposite. A theory in the scientific context is the highest you can get. It is our best understanding of the subject as we currently have studied and known it. So the theory of gravity, taking into consideration what that all ensues, is very much the best understanding of gravity we have so far. And the theory of evolution is the best understanding, the best scientific evidence of how species came to be, how we are that we know today, and it's not just a hunch. We have so much evidence for it. But people conflate these two meanings of the word theory and say, oh, therefore the evolutionary theory must not have as much substance, as much truth to it, which is simply not true. Mountains of evidence.
Yeah, Kara just said, like, I feel like this might be true. Like, if evolution is taught, um, Carrie said, at my school, we can't talk about evolution unless we use the Christian version and the worldview of it.
What fucking school do you go to? What
Mm.
Christian version of evolution is? There is evolution. Fact. That's what there is. There is no other version of evolution. And there is no worldview or Christian lens to view evolution through. Like, okay, if you're a Christian, no problem with that. And if you say, oh yeah, I believe it's true, but I think it's something that God made, that's fine by me. It still doesn't make logical sense to me personally, to say that, because why? Like, you have not given me any reason to believe that there was a creator behind it, but it's fine by me. It doesn't bother me. But why would you say evolution is not real but creation is, and for some reason we need to warp whatever our understanding of evolution is to fit this mythical point of view? where we have literally no proof for, where we have very profound evidence for evolution. Like, I'm confused. Wait, everyone state their pronouns so we don't call you wrong ones. They, them. Woo!
Huh?
Pronouns.
Oh, she, her, but I really don't care.
Yeah. So that's just like, I mean, in today's world and society, in the globalized world, you're setting kids up for failure if you don't teach them about this stuff, or if you go about it and being like, "Hey, this could be true, but it's equally as valuable as thinking that it's not true." Because reality is, first of all, it's not like evolution is real, and also in a globalized world, if you go with such views and to universities and stuff, like, how do you think people will look at you? Like, being like, oh yeah, I'm studying physics, but and I believe all this scientific stuff except for evolution. That stuff is like, it's setting kids up for failure.
I feel like it's not the kids itself. Like, I think it's future generations. Because, like, eventually it's not even going to be a thing that is known. And I feel like
Well,
that's going to affect with, like,
I doubt
some
that.
kind of
I don't think
future.
they will be successful with banning evolution from school boards. Like, even if, even in the unlikely case that we have some, that the whole of America does never teach evolution ever again, even in that very unlikely case, which I hope will never come to fruition, there's still the whole rest of the world. And in large parts of it, like Europe, Japan, so on, evolution will still be taught, and it is still the scientifically um, respected theory. Like, even if you stop teaching it in American schools, American universities and research papers will still know that evolution exists. So you cannot really erase it or anything. Because why would you? Because it's the thing we have proved again and again and again. Wait, so doesn't this mean that we were apes once? It's more complicated than that. Like, I think everybody knows this diagram where it's like an ape and it's slowly starting to walk more and more upright, and then we are humans. It is This is probably one of the worst depictions of evolution, but the most famous ones. The thing is, when we say we were apes once, we first need to remember, when with apes, in that sense, we do not mean the apes we see today. It's like some people actually say, oh, but how can evolution be real when there are apes today and we are too? Like, if evolution is real, why are there apes today? Which makes as much sense as to say, oh, how can you be real if you have a brother? Like, you had a common ancestor, you both had the same parents, perhaps, but apes, as we know them today, are our cousins, and so to say. So that is the first thing. Did we
I'm
come
the
from?
gay cousin.
Huh?
I'm the gay cousin.
Gotcha. Then I'm the gay. No. So we are all at our. I didn't want to say that. Okay, no, that would be wrong. Let me backtrack. So we came from the same ancestor that was ape-like, but not to be confused with the apes we see today. They are our cousins. They are not what we were before. We were not these apes before. We just had a common ancestor, and then our population split off and evolved into different directions. So that's how it came to be. Another thing that with this diagram gets often misunderstood, evolution does not have a goal in mind. There is no perfection or whatever. And we are not better than the than the species before us. We are just better adapted to our current environment. But we have to keep in mind that the environment shifts. That's why species die out. That's why then there are new species, why there is a selection pressure. And every species today is at its currently best state, but well, also evolving. So humans are not more evolved than apes. Humans are not more evolved than dogs. It's a very day-to-day kind of saying that we are more evolved in the sense that we have more intelligence, more empathy, or such things. But the fact is just that we are best adapted to our current environment. However, we would probably fall pretty flat if you just throw us into the Antarctica without anything. That is where polar bears are. No, Antarctica. I said Antarctica. That is where penguins are better adapted than we. It always depends on the environment. And there is no state of perfection that can ever be achieved. Evolution is an ongoing thing. Also, individuals do not evolve. That is the next thing that people often get confused. I cannot evolve as an individual. Populations evolve. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
I'm super. No, okay, look. It's a lot of information. I guess you're not stupid. It's just to say evolution can be real because why are there still apes and why haven't apes evolved into humans is the exact same thing as to say you have a brother. How can you have a brother? Then because same ancestor, but we are both the product of that ancestor. We're both at the current end of the line. Does that make sense? Like we did not come from the apes we see today. We just had a common ancestor. Like if you draw a family tree, you and your brother have the same parents. However, that still makes him existing possible, and that doesn't mean that you came from your brother. You came both from your parents. Ta-da! I'm making hard sense. Now I want to snack. And I take you with me. Because I'm very nice. And Rai, I'm so sorry. I can't talk so much. I cannot believe you often talk evolution. Evolution! Like, nothing. There is this very famous quote that says, nothing in biology makes sense except in the light of evolution. And it's true. Without evolution, biology would be fucking useless. Well, it would be an assembly of confusing facts.
I mean, this obviously is not my strong suit. Moving on. I said, moving on.
I come from neither of my parents. I come from my birth parents. Okay. Yeah. That's how adoption works.
I'm technically been adopted 2 times.
Wow. Yeah, that
But
sounds
I'm
like a...
still with but I'm still with my biological mother. Wait, you know how weeds root underground and make more weeds? The ancestor gorillas were the original roots. We are different plants, same root.
I mean, wait, where was it?
It was a comment.
I mean, yeah, kind of. I think they're trying to write this to say the right thing. It's just that from the same root cannot grow different plants, if that makes sense. Like you would still have the same if you take one root and multiple plants grow from that, it will still have the same DNA and so on. Which again, I know that it's just a module, but it could lead to confusion.
Yeah. I personally don't know. It's too late for my brain to grasp a lot of information right now, obviously.
Like, okay, but look, if you look, And this arrow here down here, what beautiful. That is that is all the individuals that made humans involved. Let's say that's what happened. That's the timeline on which all the individuals are that, and in the end, humans involved. What if the population split somewhere in the middle, and this other population, this different thing that evolved into a different direction. Now we have apes and humans, same ancestor, but both at the same time. Ooh. Oh no, no, my drawings, that's scary. What? What about my drawings? So scary. So honesty from Christian people, because I've grown up in the church, apparently we are siblings, and so weird and stupid. I'm confused.
Yes, I do know what Carrie is referring to. I used to go to Christian churches all the time. So it's basically just like the first man and woman, Adam and Eve, and how they were created. I'm explaining this in a very small, simplistic version because I'm dumb, and I don't know how to use big words. But basically, they obviously had to reproduce in order to continue mankind. Well,
Yes.
basically, that's how everybody originated. You know, everybody is from Adam and Eve.
Which would incline a lot of incest, but yes.
Precisely. So technically, we're all incest. If you think about it that way.
Well, if you check the Bible, literally, it wasn't just once. It started with Adam and Eve, obviously very much incest, and then later on, when God flooded the whole earth and it was just Noah and his little family, the whole thing could start again.
Yeah, and it was Eve was created by Adam's rib, or maybe it was vice versa. I don't even remember. But if that's the case, then Adam and Eve are actually brother and sister because they share the same
More than
DNA.
brother and sister. If you grow someone else's rib, that would have to be a clone. No idea how she became female, but okay.
I wonder how twins work then. Twins.
Well, twins, it's pretty easy. Are we talking identical twins or not?
No. Like, what would that mean? No, I'll just stop there.
What do you mean? Like, okay,
I don't know what I was trying to mean.
if we talk not identical twins, then that's just two fertilized eggs. And that's why they do not share the same identical genetic makeup, because it's two different eggs that have been fertilized at the same time. Which, funnily enough, that is the kind of twins that is basically inheritable, as in, if you have non-identical twins in your family, you might be more likely to get twins, because it can be explained by a mutation on the genes that causes an overproduction on the ovaries, which causes more than one egg to be ready for fertilization, which is how these kinds of twins happen. Identical twins, however, are not genetically determined, but at least as far as we know, shown in studies so far, there has been no significance to identical twins happen when later, after the egg already has been fertilized, it splits off into two organisms and then starts still living on your own. And there is actually 3 different kinds of identical twins well in the womb. One where they share both a placenta and an embryonic sac. One where they share just the placenta but have individual embryonic sacs, and one where they have each their own placenta and their own embryonic sac. And each of these pregnancies comes with their own risks and challenges. Like the first one, it would be like no, the first one where they share one sac and one placenta is called a mono twin pregnancy. and it's very dangerous sometimes, and often those are delivered prematurely because the umbilical cords get entangled, and if they get entangled too tightly, then the blood and the oxygen for the twins will get cut off. Whereas when we have um, um, one placenta and two embryonic sacs, the problem here could be that you have this typical thing of one twin takes more of the nutritions away from the other, then you have a donor and an acceptor twin. And it's fascinating, but also, again, more dangerous, which is fascinating because I wanted to write about that exactly in my story of identical twins. I'm genetic, right? From Sakatsu Ibo. No, not Sakatsu Ibo, Sakatsu Erenkito. What?
I'm lost.
But where did I lose you? I'm so sorry.
I did tell you it is super late, so I can't grasp this late.
What time is it for you?
7:35. 19:35. This is late for me. I usually wake up at 3 a.m. every day.
It is almost 3 a.m. here.
I know. This is
But
because I
stuff
have like a.
Carrington said, okay, so Adam and Eve were created and then sent out to the garden, and they had to reproduce to survive, and had two sons, and only one got married by the other. Yeah, okay, I know that. So, since only one was alive, Eve had kids with her son and the kids. Like, oh god, I don't know. And it's not even okay. You see, the Bible doesn't even condone, like it doesn't even not. Oh god, come on, words. Like in the Bible, there is a lot of incest in many places, and it's just like, oh, you know. The really fascinating part is, you know that sometimes some Christians, not all, some will be like, hey, homophobic and everything, right? And be like, oh, but marriage is between one man and one woman. The Bible is full of polyamory. There are so many polyamorous couples in the Bible. And I'm just like, also, fun fact, the Bible is pro-abortion. There are actually instructions in the Bible on how to get an abortion. And it's like, if it is specifically in the Bible that it says, if the wife is unfaithful to the husband, she is to go to her pastor and get like this specific mercury kind of water. It was centuries ago, right? To induce an abortion.
Yes, okay, and also the Bible goes for gay people too. Because, like, I found this thing where this lady, she would get older Bibles, like, thrifted and all that. And the Bible, like, in, like, these days, the current Bibles, they say, man shall not be with man. But in the older ones, says, man shall not be with boy. Meaning that she can be with a man. The man can be with a man.
I know. It's
Hold on.
it's exactly that. Like, as far as I know, and obviously I could be wrong. I did not study this material too closely, but as far as I know, that was in the older translation. It says, "Man shall not lie with boys as they with a woman." So that would be a passage against pedophilia, which we all can agree on would be a good thing. And that was later contorted to mean man cannot lie with other men, which I mean, it's not the only Bible part that talks about homophobia. Like there was, I think, 6 Bible parts that talk about homosexuality throughout all of it, and like a couple of that in the Old Testament, a couple in the New. But I mean, even then, that's obviously not a good argument for or against it. Like I don't know why you would base your belief on this book, but to each their own. Regardless, however, wait, where was I going with this? I forgot. Sorry.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just can't see.
I can't fix.
Oh no.
It's because I got a phone call and I went to go ignore it because why call me?
Yeah, I hate calls.
Yeah,
Uh,
I do. We haven't even got to the writing portion yet.
oh god, at this pace we never will.
Should I start a new one?
I mean, we could do that.
Because I don't know how to fix it.
Then, yeah, start a new one.
Okay, well, we'll be back, everybody.
Back in a second.
Bye bye.
Bye.